Truth was, Hine was actually a lot richer than Jack Seabrook. Coca-Cola was a lot bigger than the frozen food empire that Jack inherited. And then he had to sell that and claw his way back up to the top with a utilities company. But Jack knew exactly how to apply his money, and he had a real star quality about him. Hine just was a star. I mean, when he and Jack Seabrook met, it was like, "Hi, Jack. Hi, Hine. How you doing?" I was like, okay. So these are the only two guys who can actually speak to each other one to one. But I mean, you wouldn't have known that because Hine spoke actually to everyone. He actually talked to me. Because that's the thing. There were two Laird kids and there were 5 Hine kids. And we were the only ones actually who were on premise at the time of all these parties at the house. We were supposed to be upstairs, but nobody was really policing us. So we got to come down and watch. So they're one boy, one girl, Laird. 4 girls, 1 boy, Hine, and we reported on everything we saw to each other. And there was quite a lot to report on. Because what you have is people that you've seen at parties before, but now they're all dressed up in their best bib and tucker. Now they're showing off for everybody. It's so everybody's best suit, best sport coat, best strapless dress, and you're seeing them all. And their jewelry, their watches, their drinking. Yes, yeah, they were doing a lot of drinking because the booze at the Hine residence, Hine Quarters, was really good drinking. So the scotch was, Pinch Bottle and Johnny Walker and Chivas, and the bourbon was Wild Turkey, and if you wanted, if you really had to have Jack Daniels, that was there, and there was the gin was Tanqueray, in the green bottle, which actually never tasted like gin. It tasted like gin berries, which I guess is a good way of disguising the taste of gin. And how did I know that? Because we were occasionally able to sneak a sip. That's about it. And if people wanted wine, the wine was actually good wine, not twist off caps and stuff. It's what kind of wine would you like? Because the help was also classy. There was Anne, who was the official Hine's laundress, and she was an incredibly handsome woman whose husband claimed was actually Native American, and I can believe it. It's Anyhow, she had really elegant help, always well dressed, and I told you, a kitchen to die for, because there was also help in the kitchen. Well, actually, French chef type help that were brought in for the occasion. So I never knew who those guys were, but they came in and they made these things, and it's little curlicues and things. Anyhow, what was interesting was there were 5 rooms in which houses at the parties at the houses occurred, and everybody was trying to play a game of some kind. It's can I seduce this woman in front of everybody else in my best dressed suit, tie, shirt? without anybody noticing. And the truth is, no, you couldn't. It's just not possible. So we were watching all these games, and see, like nothing untoward actually occurred out in the open. It was like they kept trying to find some other place they could go, and there really wasn't any other place they could go. There was like the living room, the library, there was the kitchen, and then if you got lucky, you could like duck out of the kitchen, but then there were lights out there, and everybody could see you through the windows. So it's like, okay. So it became a place where you made assignations, and then you waited for like, a pool party to happen. And pool parties are actually like the next part of this whole episode.